When a seafarer dies at sea, the family doesn't just fight grief, they fight flags, contracts, insurers, courts, and silence. This is a deeply important and often misunderstood topic. I do not want to go about discussing unpleasant topics, but these are the harsh realities that nobody is really talking about. That leaves me no option. When a seafarer is lost at sea, the legal battle for the family can be long, complex, and emotionally exhausting, often across multiple countries and legal systems. I'll try to give you a clear and practical breakdown about the legal hurdles for families when a seafarer is lost at sea. First, the jurisdictional chaos. Which country's law will apply? A single ship can involve over 5 different countries. Flag state, example, Panama, Liberia, Marshall Islands. The ship owner's country, the ship manager's country, the crew agency's country, and the seafarer's nationality. The place of the accident, whether it was in some country's territorial waters or in international waters. Families often don't know which court even has authority. And then flags of convenience, FOC states. Many ships are registered in countries with weak enforcement and low compensation standards. The investigations may be slow or minimal. Companies can hide behind shell corporations. And then legal accountability is diluted. Some flag states have a really bad record to prosecute ship owners. Third, contract limitations. Seafarers' employment agreement that we sign when joining a ship often limit the compensation amounts. They force disputes into arbitration. They specify foreign courts, example, London or Singapore, and they exclude certain liabilities. The families may discover the contract caps compensation far below a life's worth. Fourth, the burden of proof is on the family to win the compensation. The families must prove negligence, unsafe working conditions, failure to follow safety procedures, employer fault, but the evidence is on the ship and it is controlled by the company. Fifth, lack of independent investigations. Many ship accidents are investigated by the flag state authorities, and company appointed investigators, insurance linked entities, or independent criminal investigations are very, very rare unless there is major media attention or multiple deaths or it is within a coastal state jurisdiction. Then arbitration clauses. Sixth, most contracts force the families into private arbitration, which means there is no public trial, no jury, there is limited appeals and confidential outcomes. This protects the companies from reputational damage. Seventh, insurance and P&I club complexities. The compensation usually comes from P&I insurance clubs. The hurdles include negotiation delays, dispute over cause of death, arguments over act of God versus negligence, and the pressure to accept quick, low settlements. Families often lack the legal power to negotiate with large companies. Eighth, criminal liability is rare, even when the deaths are clearly due to negligence on part of the company. Officers rarely face criminal charges. Companies almost never face manslaughter charges. The corporate liability laws differ widely. Maritime law historically prioritizes commerce over worker justice. Ninth, families often live in developing countries. Most of the seafarers worldwide come from Philippines, India, Indonesia, Ukraine, Bangladesh. Families may face language barriers. No maritime lawyers might be available locally, and the high cost of international litigation is a deterrent. Then there is pressure from crewing agencies to stay quiet. And lastly, 10, time, money, and emotional exhaustion. Cases can take years, multiple jurisdictions, tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees. Many families settle early because they cannot afford justice. And the harsh reality: in shipping, a seafarer's death is often treated as an insurance event, not a criminal event. So, what families can do? Practical steps. If a seafarer is lost at sea, hire a maritime lawyer, not a general lawyer, because they are specialists who know P&I clubs, flag states, and contracts. Contact unions, ITF, or your National Seafarers Union. They can pressure the companies and get you a better compensation. Preserve evidence, photos, messages, contracts, witness statements, voice details, whatever you can get. And push for an independent investigation, especially if negligence is suspected. Why this topic is so sensitive in shipping? If the full criminal accountability were to be enforced, half the global shipping industry would face lawsuits. So the system is built to limit liability, not to maximize justice. This is just a fact of life. The reality is very bleak. Since there is no body, no death certificate, the insurance companies would not allow compensation. The banks will hold on to the accounts and not transfer it to the next of the kin. There are enormous hurdles in succession. The only advice I can give you is do not die at sea. You will not die alone. You will take your entire family with you. Be careful. Never ever compromise on safety. If you ever feel mentally disturbed or suicidal or depressed or distressed, ask for help. There is the Wellness at Sea app. There is the ISWAN app. These are free and at your disposal all the time. Ask for professional help no matter what kind of problem that you are in. Suicide is never ever a solution. Compromise with safety leads to no good. Always keep this in mind and stay safe.